Salutations. This is Harry Edgar Payne III. I am the Sigma Stoic, and I come before you with my morning reflections. Some parts I will make a short video of, a 30-second segment or less to post on my platform. The remainder of the reflection is just for my personal usage and my personal musings. So that part won't be for the public domain. I just like to talk about a few things that have come across my mind lately, and one of which is I had about 3 things I wanted to talk about. I should have commented on them at that very moment or jotted down some notes. Right now, I can't think of it. So I'm just gonna go off the cuff with a topic in general. I am sick and I am tired of the disdain that I feel and the embarrassment I feel by people who don't clean up after themselves in public. And see, I'm one that I will go up and clean up behind them. Not that I'm their mother, and not that I demand that, hey, you be a more neat and tidy person, but the simple fact that I step up as a leader in this world, and I step up to get things done. I don't need compensation for my leadership. Seeing a job well done is all that matters to me. And if I'm the one that does it, that's all that matters to me. I couldn't care less if the person ever learns their lesson. But I'm telling you, a few days ago, I felt like if you were alive in the 70s, you know what I'm talking about. That a commercial with the Native American who's sheds one tear running down his face as he watches modern Americans at that time drop trash out of their throw trash out of their speeding car, and he cries as a result. Yeah, I felt like that guy when I was cleaning up in the parking lot at the medical facility I'm in. And some of the staff replied, well, thank you, Mr. Payne. That was really nice of you. But I don't need praise for it. I don't need my good deeds are not attached to a receipt. It feels good to be good. And if I'm doing my podcast out here on a regular basis, not the official not the full-blooded podcast, but just little impromptu reflections that I have. If I'm doing it in the midst of chaos, then that chaotic environment is going to bleed into my presentation. But if I fix everything up nice and tidy, then it feels more natural doing it. Right now I'm looking at some trash that escaped my notice when I first came out of here. So I'm going to have to came out here. So I'm going to have to address that as soon as I'm done with this podcast. But yeah, look, my point is this. The moral of the story is this. Doing good deeds is not for compensation. The motivation shouldn't be, oh, this is my receipt. I should get this in turn for that. Stoicism and ancient Greek wisdom and philosophy teaches that, hey, listen, do a good deed because it is good. It not only benefits your mental health, it benefits other people's mental health. That's why it's worthwhile to do. But if you simply do it for compensation, you miss out on the blessing. When I say blessing, I'm not talking about some cosmic divine gift that you receive. I'm talking about the simple, cognizant gift and noticeable gift that is received from the giving. That is the blessing. I'm not talking about, as an atheist, I don't believe in a cosmic, universal, divine blessing. I don't. When I say blessing, I simply mean it is a beneficial offering that you make to improve upon your life or the life of others. It's going to be a gift to someone. The first person may not appreciate it, but the next person will. It's worthwhile to progress people living the human condition and other creatures that live the living condition. It's a benefit to propel their existence forward with good deeds and kind acts and empathy and compassion. When I was motoring down the hall earlier this morning, someone had set the food tray transporter that's got for each hall all of the meals for everybody on the floor. So it's usually loaded. And it's about as big as it looks like a refrigerator, which it actually isn't. It doesn't work to keep the food cold, even though some residents would complain that when their food finally gets to them, it is cold. But yeah, so I noticed the way the configuration in which somebody left it in the middle of the hall. It was next to another cart, and it was going to be a challenge for me to get my wheelchair past it, because somebody was thinking of themselves and how it will work for them, but they weren't thinking ahead, and they weren't being mindful that other people need to pass. So they just left it where they did, where it best helped them. Unfortunately, they weren't in attendance at that very moment. They were busy doing something else. So one of the other nurses, who was mindful and attentive, saw, big shout out to Wendy, by the way, she saw fit to move it over to the side, because she figured, here comes Mr. Payne in his usual morning run. So I know he's coming through here. Let me get this out of the way so he can pass. And of course, naturally, I passed thanking her for her assistance. But the other person that left it there was just thinking about themselves. And that was at that very moment a new topic for me to discuss that was born in my mind of, hey, look, remind people, pump the brakes, stop. It's okay to think about how you best need to deal with a situation, but be mindful of the fact that more people than just yourself share this world that we live in. So always do what's best for you, but always keep in mind also that other people may need, that this may get in the way of their dealing. So if you want to set it to the side so it's convenient for you, that's fine, but set it to the side and not in other people's way. Think about other people's needs while you think about yourself. Now, yes, as I always say, it's important to be selfish enough to stay prepared and ready, willing, and able to deal with life's issues and play chess in the way that you set things up for your success, but don't negate other people's opportunities by conveniently moving your obstructions in their way so it makes a way for you. That's the wrong way to live. Always be mindful of others. You'll have better relationships. You'll have an easier you have a more symbiotic relationship with others, a coexistence that's beneficial for you and for them if you are mindful of the fact that you share this world with others. Don't simply think about yourself only. Be selfless enough to take care of your needs first, and be selfless enough to consider other people's needs as you take care of your own needs. So be mindful of both scenarios and stop thinking just of yourself. Because if you only think of yourself, you're going to wind up by yourself. Trust me. Nobody's going to see the need to participate in your efforts. And you're going to wind up all by yourself and isolated from the rest of mankind. So have a duality to being efficient. Not just for you, but for them as well. This is Sigma Stoic, Harry Edgar Payne III, and I wish you a good day. Peace.